to another video. In today's video we're going to be looking at fitting some glass bonded windows to this micro camper long wheelbase Fiat Doblo. Now today's video is sponsored by Van Glass. Van Glass are suppliers of aftermarket windows and glass to pretty much any commercial vehicle on the market at the minute. They're a small family run business, they've got 28 years experience in them, and they pride themselves on only providing the best quality glass. Now they are fitters themselves, so they can provide expert fitting advice, and they also have a next day delivery option, and if you are ordering before 4:30 they can get that to you on the very next day. Now let's take a look at the website.
Okay, so now we're on the website. The website is www.van-glass.co.uk. So now this is the homepage as you're looking through. Obviously contact details there. A little bit further down, supplies of aftermarket windows and glass. All the commercial vehicles that you can think of. And they also got a parent company as well, tradewindscreens.co.uk. I think these guys are the fitters. I was telling you they're also expert fitters in that as well. And there's a bit down at the bottom here where you can put all your details in for any inquiries and things like that. But the bit I really like about this website, which I'm going to show you now, let's go back to the top. Find my van. Now then, I'm going to select the vehicle that we're converting now, which is a Fiat Doblo. You see you've got the different selections, okay, so you can select what make and model you've got, submit. And this will bring up the vehicle that you've got and obviously the glass that they've got available for them. I think this is a really good part of the website. Really do like this part here. So we've got the right, left and right front privacy fixed glass for a long wheelbase Fiat Doblo, and that's what we're converting now. So let's get back to the video.
So when it comes to looking at actually cutting the window panel out, there is a bit of a rule of thumb with this. Because this is a fixed window, we've got a secondary lip here, as you can see all the way around, and that is the line that we're going to be following. You'll notice on some windows that you have a black outline on the outside, and the centre bit is the bit you can see through, and that is usually the shape that you've got. Now then, with this being a fixed window, it's a simple cutout, go around the edges. Now I'm going to be making an internal frame for this, which I think you've already seen on one of the episodes. So once we've got this cut out, we'll offer the panel up and we'll cut that out. I'm going to be wrapping that in carpet, and that trims all that off nicely. Now you can, if you want to, use a rubber knock-on trim, like a U-trim, that goes all the way around, covers the metal up. It is neat, it does the job, but I'm not a massive fan of the rubber trim, so that's why I do the carpeting. If this was a sliding window, an opening window, you would have something like this. So you'd have a rail top and bottom that the glass slides in, and then from that then you'd have your opener with a split in the middle, and it would open up. Now what I would do at that point, I wouldn't follow that trim as we are doing now on the fixed one. I would come as close to that as possible. It is a bit of a difficult job to measure up, but once it's done it looks very neat, and you've got the carpet finish, and it just looks a bit more professional. But we've got an easy job on this one, and we're going to be fitting the fixed glass bonded windows. just seen me cut out on the side there. So that is the inner frame that's going on the inside of the sliding door. Now what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to carpet it with this. I'm going to go straight over the top of this, the face side of it, and wrap over the back. And I'm going to leave that uncut for the minute. And what's going to happen is I'm going to offer that up to the inside of the window, and then I'm going to wrap that over and trim it off that way. Okay, so now that we've got the decorative part of this window sorted out, we're now on to actually fitting the glass onto the vehicle now. Van Glass also supply us with the bonding kits side of it, so let's have a quick look at this. We've got the instructions, we've got the activator and cleaner. I'll show you all that in a second. We've got some gloves, we've got the primer which we need to apply to the glass and to the vehicle itself, and that's got to go where the adhesion is going to go as well. And we've got two tubes of the adhesive, which is from Winbond, and this is what they supply. It's really good stuff. There are other things on the market, but this is one of the better ones that they supply. So we've got two of them. Rule of thumb is usually one tube to one pane of glass, but with these being on the slightly smaller side, we're probably only going to use we'll use a full one and probably a little bit of the next one. We won't use a full tube per window. Obviously it goes off the size of the glass itself. We've also got the ends there. They've got a very specific V shape in the end of these nozzles, and that I will show in a second. That's how we're going to be applying the adhesive onto the glass as well. And then we've got the two little brushes that we apply the primer with. So we'll get this sorted out. I'm going to prep the glass now. I always go one step further on the preparation side of it. I either use a panel wipe or a degreaser or something like that on both the glass and on the vehicle itself. And that's when then I'll be using the wipe. It's like an alcohol wipe that you wipe on, and then we're going to be applying the primer, and then we put the glass on. But I'm going to set the camera up and I'll show the procedure that I do. Right, okay, so we've got some preparation work to do on this, the glass and on the vehicle. I've already put some panel wipe on the vehicle itself, where the windows go in. Time for the gloves. This is where we start moiling with the chemicals. So, first off, I'm going to put some panel wipe or degreaser. You don't have to do this is just something that I do. But I give this a good once over. All over the inside of it, to be honest with you, even on the bit where it's going to be seen, looking through, just to give it a good clean. It's easier to do it now on the bench than it is afterwards, once it's fitted. If there's any stubborn marks that need to come off.
There doesn't seem to be much on this, so that's okay. Sometimes you can get little bits, stubborn bits that need to come off, but this looks like it's okay, to be honest with you. So that is that one. Well, let's drive for a little minute. We're going to be moving on to now the wind bond glass wipe activator and cleaner. So we've got to apply this to the glass, and then we're going to move onto the vehicle and wipe the vehicle in the same place. Now it's important to get it where we're going to be we're going to be applying the primer. Now what I tend to do when it comes to applying the wind bond, the actual adhesive, I don't do it around the opening that we've cut around the glass. I always tend to go to the edges. A couple of reasons. You know, and you can see once it's fitted, once the seal's around the edges, you can see if there's going to be any problems. Whereas if it's on the middle, you can't really see down the side when you're looking down to see if there are going to be any problems. Just to make sure that you've applied enough. Not only that, once we put this onto the vehicle, tend to give it a tap all the way around on the vehicle, just to make sure that adhesion and when it's on the vehicle and on the glass comes together properly, and it makes that contact and makes that seal. And I've noticed in the past, if it's in the middle and it's around the edges, you seem to get a better fitting. So there's no right way or wrong way as such, it's just a preference for myself. I do it about an inch in from the edges, and also the good thing about that is I've got a line to follow on the vehicle for applying the primer, because the adhesion has to touch the primer on both the glass and the vehicle, or else you're not going to get a good fit. So I think we've dried off nicely there. Let's have a look at this. It's just a wipe that you open up. I'm going to go around the edges with this. This is where the adhesion's going to go. So giving that a good wipe. I'm going to go and do the vehicle side of it now, and we'll have a look at applying the primer. So we've got the panel wipe side of it done, we've got the activator wipe side of it done. Now it's time to apply the primer. This has got to go to the glass and it's got to go on the vehicle. You've got to give this a good shake, a little more burn inside just to mix everything up. Now this is definitely the part where you need the gloves. If you get this on your hands, it's going to be there for about a week. It's really good stuff in that sense. So this is what we're going to be using to apply it. And you literally dip it in, let it soak up, and apply it all the way around. I'm going to be going about an inch in, 25mm in. It's not too bad while the glass is sat like this, because it doesn't run, but what you've got to be careful of is when you're applying it to the vehicle, if you apply too much, it's going to run right down the side of the vehicle, so you've got to be really careful when applying it to the van side of it. But we'll shake this up and we'll get it applied. So now we're going to apply this to the actual vehicle. Like I said, we've got to be really careful that we don't put too much on so it creates a run, which could then go down the side of the vehicle. But it's the same process. Dip it in, try and squeeze off as much as you can, and again we're going to be going about an inch in from the edges as our guide for the adhesion. This dry for a few minutes, just until it's tacked off. I'm going to go and do the same on the other side, and then we're going to be applying the adhesive to the glass, and we'll finally get these bonded in. Okay, so now that the primer is flashed off, you can see, you can touch it, it's not leaving anything on your fingers, so that's ready to go now. We're going to be ready to fit the wind bond glass sealant. It does say it's ready to drive away in 60 minutes, but we are on quite a cold day. So for me, if this was something you was going to do and you wanted to drive it, it would be something I would leave overnight. Or especially if you're going to do it first thing in the morning, probably leave it till the middle of the afternoon, just to give it that bit more time to go off. I think it is temperature sensitive. There are some markings on the back here. It's 23 degrees and things like that, but I would leave it longer, especially overnight anyway. As I mentioned, with the nozzle, you can see a V shape there in the end of that. And basically what's going to happen is, as we place that down onto the glass and we pull it back, that's going to leave that V shape for the adhesion. So when we offer it up, it's got a good contact point, so it all seals up nicely. So for this, you've got to pull the bottom off to release that. Got to knock the top in there. Make sure you've got a good silicone gun, a caulking gun, whatever you want to call it. Preferably one with a compressor, but we've not got that today. With it being cold as well, it is going to be harder to come out of the nozzle, but this seems to be okay. So what I do with this, obviously start in a corner and work round, making sure your joints on each corner are covered thoroughly, but I also use my finger as a guide when I'm pulling this back. So let's get this applied. So we're looking about 1 inch in. Right, okay, so we're going to off this up now. As you can see, I've got the sealer on. We're ready to go on. It would be easier with some suction clamps, but I haven't got any, so I'm just going to be careful with my hands going onto this. So I'm going to do is going to line it up to the aperture that's going into, push it on, and push down all the way around. Making sure that the window doesn't slide down any as well. That's important. So that. Don't be afraid to apply pressure, because that's what we need it to do. We need it to push down properly onto the metal. Pull that back. I can see down that side there. The adhesion is touch both. That's good. It's a good seal all the way around. What I'm going to do, I've got some pieces put ready. I'm going to apply these and then clamp them around the edge. Pull that round tight. Bring it back. Holding nicely. Try and keep the shape of the metalwork the same as the glass, so you get the right shape. Looks pretty good. Quick look at the top. That's caught very nicely. There we go. One more all the way around, just to make sure we've got that contact with the adhesive. Some minor adjustments, and we're done. Right, so we check the outside. We know we're good on the outside. Quick look on the inside, and that. You can see the little perforated parts going all the way around. That is absolutely perfect. I'm really happy with that. Great stuff. Okay, so that is the glass bonded windows fitted. A huge thank you to Van Glass for sponsoring this video today. They've supplied us with the glass and the fitting kit for that as well. Go check out the website, give them a ring. They'll be more than happy to help you with any inquiries you've got regarding your Van Glass windows. If you've got any questions, any comments or anything like that, leave them in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if I don't get another video out before Christmas, I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. It's been a horrible year, I know, for a lot of us, but hopefully next year will be a better one. So many thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Many thanks for watching. Bye bye.